Mr. Douglas. Mr. Douglas. There you are. What are you doing? What is up, ladies and gentlemen on the internet? I hope you're having an amazing day and welcome back to the videos where today, once again, we are going to be working on my beautiful RX-7. The weather today in Brisbane is just perfect. Like, it is, oh man, it's summer at the moment. It's currently probably about 24 degrees and it is just rainy and it's just beautiful. No humidity whatsoever. We have this beautiful silver RX-7 RS sitting here at the moment. Today could not be a better day. So anyway, yesterday we jumped down to Super Cheap Auto. We got a few little things so we can do some stuff to the RX-7. There's a few little cosmetic things I really wanted to change. And then I also got some things to try and fix up that cooling system once again. So I didn't bring them downstairs, but we have a brand new 71 degree billion high flow thermostat plus 2 new radiator caps. So hopefully we should be able to sort everything out cooling system wise and hopefully not overheat in the future. And then not only that, there's a few other little things I really wanted to change on this car. Mainly the front lip and the front bar, as well as the brakes. So originally these cars came out with a black bar that sort of sits at the very front here. Now this one here has seen some better days. You can see there's some really big grazes up through here. Also just the whole front bar, it's just got, you know, little tiny nicks and scrapes and everything everywhere. Now one thing I have seen a few people with FDs do is actually paint that lower bar there, and it gives it a really cool look from the front. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Yesterday I went over to Super Cheap and I grabbed some stuff so you guys can see right here. We have some 60, 80 and 150 grit sandpaper blocks. We also have different grits of sandpaper. We also have this right here, which I don't know whether I'm going to use just yet, but plastic bumper filler. So we have some of that right there, which is sick. I also got the ultra flexible one as well. And then after it is, I'm just going to have to make sure I do not scrape that front bar whatsoever. Not only that, we got some plastic primer filler, some plastic primer, then we also got 2 cans of base, and I'll tell you guys why I got 2 cans in a second. Then we also got some caliper paint as well. Now the caliper paint I'm going to use to repaint those 2 oil coolers that are sitting at the very front there, so that way they pop a little bit more. And these 2 right here, I'm going to use 1 can for the front, I'm going to use 1 can to do the brake calipers there. The RS version of the RX-7 came out with 4-pot fronts, and I believe it has 2-pot rears, but I'm not quite sure. The 4-pot fronts feel amazing, but they are in that horrible raw finish and it's just really disgusting. So we're going to be painting that. The calipers right there, the same color as the car. I was going to go with some crazy like red or something along those lines, but I think at the moment, until we get our new wheels, until we get the side skirts, until we get everything else done to this car that I want, I kind of just want to have it looking nice and clean. So anyway, to start off the video, we're going to quickly take off the front bar. I've never done this on an RX-7 before, so this can be interesting. Let's see how we go. Oh, and also please ignore my peeling forehead. I went to Double Island Point a couple of days ago for a day off, and we still made a video there, but my face is, it hurts. Okay, that took too long. This is the single most insane front bumper I've ever had to remove. God damn. But yeah, now we can have a little bit more of a look of the twin oil coolers there. Definitely need a little bit of a spruce up. So we'll put some stuff behind that. But it's cool to see that we still have all the ducting too. I reckon that's wicked. So yeah, alrighty. So, we also got fog light looms. Sick. And down here we can also have a look at just how bad all these broken clips were. Like even this one here, the rusted one, you can see that it's already like destroyed up here too. So Alright, so now next challenge is to get this bottom lip off so we can start doing stuff to that. Alrighty, so front bar is off, that was a mission. Got the bottom lip off, and the bottom lip is now currently chilling up here. It comes up in 2 pieces. I guess they break it into 2 pieces. I'm actually not quite sure why, unless you can buy a left and a right hand side, because that'd be really cool. But yeah, you can see just the amount of scratches that are on the very front here, and this one here is the worst. Looks like it's collected a gutter of some description. Here I'm going to be applying that filler, and we're going to be painting this whole thing silver. It's going to look really nice. Alrighty, so now what we're going to do, we're going to quickly scuff these, or well, first of all, I really want to attend to this right here. So I'm going to quickly scuff that back, see if I can reshape it. And then if there's any deeper scratches like down here that I can't get out, it's going to bog. It's going to fill the entire lot. And yeah, so I'm pretty keen for this. Let's get this done. Alright, so out of the 2 pieces that we have here, this one right here is definitely the worst, and definitely one that I won't be able to sand out in any decent amount of time. So anyway, I have this right here, which is a plastic bumper filler. So this one here is apparently extremely flexible, so we're going to give it a shot anyway. I have no idea how to use this stuff. So, right here, let me quickly read up on this, see exactly how I mix it, and then we will fill it just over there. Right, let's do it. Alrighty, so I can already feel it hardening, which is wicked. So I'm just going to let that sit there. I've never done a filler job before, so this could be very interesting. But no, it actually came up really nicely. So I should be able to sand that back and make a really perfectly smooth finish. And apparently that stuff is really flexible, so there's no other place on any of the 2 fronts that I feel like will need a filler. Of course, down the bottom of these is always going to get scratched up. That's just how it is. So I'm mainly just looking for that front face and then all the way up here. But this is the only place here that I think will need it. Obviously, I want to try and reduce the amount of filler that I'm putting on this front lip because I do think eventually it will crack off. So, oh well. But I'm just going to let that sort of set there for around about 20 minutes. Wow, it's so hard already. That's wicked. So yeah, 20 minutes or so, I'll come back and then I'll block sand it. And then hopefully we should get a really nice finish on that. And then we can go into putting some filler primer over the entire lot. So, sounds good. Rightio, so roughly 30 minutes or so has passed. Let's have a quick little look and see if this stuff is hardened up. Yeah, right. Oh wow, it doesn't feel tacky at all. That's amazing. Rightio, so now let's get to sanding that. And we'll smooth it all out. And yeah, that'll come up really nicely. Hell yeah. Rightio, so I just finished sanding and look how amazing that turned out right there. There's no high spots, no anything. It's completely covered up all of those scratches right there and left this beautiful smooth finish. I am stoked. Then we can hit them with a bit of this filler primer right here. Rightio, so the 2 pieces are all scuffed up. And that's the filler job that we did. And this right here, sitting with some wax and grease remover just to get rid of all the dust and everything. Now we're going to hit it right here with some plastic primer filler. So we'll do a couple of coats of this, I think 3 coats, and then we'll scuff it back again just to make sure everything is beautiful and straight. And then we'll hit it with some primer and then some silver. Man, this is going to look so good. I'm so stoked. One thing I'm really worried about though is the fact that these are super flexible, and I don't know how this paint's going to hold up with that flexiness. So I think a whole bunch of light coats is probably going to be the easiest way to do this. So yeah, fingers crossed for us boys, hopefully. Righto guys, so we'll do a light one of filler primer. Alrighty, so these are all now dry. So I'm going to quickly take them inside and get rid of all the imperfections in that. Then we can go over with primer. Right, so here we go with regular primer, just as just surface primer, round 1. So I've just scuffed it all back with an 800 grit so everything is all beautiful and smooth. Now we're going to hit it, with this surface primer, and hopefully everything should come up nice and even. So let's quickly hit it. Okay, so after this we'll wait about 10 minutes, we'll do one more heavy coat of the primer, and then we'll do some silver. Get off there, you bastard. Get off, mate. They're looking so good. Looking so nice and smooth as well. I don't even think I'll sand it up for this one here. I think I'll just put a base over it. The silver will hide a lot, and then we can sand out that clear coat to give it a nice finish. So I think that'll look a whole lot nicer. Man, it's looking so good. Okay, so that's all the primer done. Time for some silver. Right, so the silver I got mixed up from Super Cheap. You have to shake these for a fairly long time just to make sure you're getting everything, mixed up. But oh man, it's so cool the way that they mix it all up. It's super satisfying. If you've never gone and had a look at it, 100% recommend it. But I don't know how well you guys will be able to see, but the color is extremely similar. So here's to hoping that it's perfect, and then who knows, I might have been able to get that little bit on the front bar that it's been bugging me for ages. So looks so good though. First coat of color. Here's to hoping that it matches. Coat 1 done, and this color looks amazing. You guys can kind of see a little bit of orange peel, but the more we sort of do some thicker coats, it'll sort of start to go away. Plus, it is a nice cool day today. Plus, we shouldn't have any issues with it drying too quickly and not covering as much as I want. So, oh man, it looks so good. God damn. Man, this is looking so good. Clear is the next step, and then we can start sending it back and we can float coat it. Do a couple of other little things, but when it's all wet, it looks amazing. Clear is going to bring this up so nicely. Right, here we go. Time for a hit of clear. Oh man. Oh, she looks tasty. Alright, so I'll let it dry for about 20 minutes and I'll bring it back in and we will start sanding it. And then while that's doing that, I'm going to quickly drop the coolant in this thing because we have a few things we're going to be doing to this thing, including thermostat, a few other little things. So I'm just going to drop the coolant. I have a whole bunch of new coolant down there, the Forbidden Cordial. So yeah, we're going to have a little bit of a play around with this and see if we can make it work so I can drive it on hot days. So yeah, here's to hoping. I swear I have the worst luck with this cooling system. I'm not even lying. When I was undoing this intercooler pipe, because I'm going to be replacing the thermostat, I basically took off the intercooler pipe, and when I started draining the coolant, I had the drain bung on the radiator on its like last thread, just to let past a little tiny bit of water, and I was just going to let it go over a couple of hours or so and drain everything. So when I was undoing this, I dropped the hose clamp. The hose clamp sprung off, went all the way down, hit the drain bung flew out, and then went inside this friggin' thing right here. So the only way to get that out is by draining the coolant, and also there's coolant everywhere under the car again. I was trying to save it, just in case I needed a top up, but unfortunately not anymore. Did the headlights around in some Mr. Black because I completely forgot about them. So they're going to look heaps nicer behind there. Okay, so now what I'm doing just with these right here, even though they are pretty glossy and they're pretty much matching the front bumper in terms of shine at the moment because the front bumper is horrid, going to go over with some 800 grit, and we're basically going over here and see where all those little high spots are? We basically want to make it all even, sort of like that little bottom bit down there. We want to make this thing entirely even to get rid of all of those high spots there. Then we'll go over another coat of clear, and that will be these pretty much done. So quickly get to carefully sanding these down, and hopefully we don't have any issues. So yeah, let's do it. So I don't know how well you guys will be able to see, but that's what it looks like before I've sanded it. This is what it looks like after. You can see there is some high spots, there is some low spots. However, a nice big thick layer of clear will be able to clear all that up. All down the sides here, you guys can all see everything's all been nicely cleared up. So I'm stoked. I'm going to go out quickly paint this one here while I sand the other one, because I'm too eager to see how this flow coat goes. Let's do it. Look how much better these look now. And I still have to sand them back and polish them once again. That's off a rattle can. And that's after drying for like 20 minutes. This is the best painting I've ever done. Yes, there is a few imperfections, like this bit right here where the plastic actually had a dent, and the only way I could fix it was with a filler. I don't really want to put filler in it, much like this bit right here. You guys can see it's very, very similar. So now what I'm going to do, this worked out amazingly, which, as much as I don't want to do this and it's probably going to be the most crazy piece I've ever done, I really want to try and fix up that there, because it's been bugging me ever since I got the car. So we're going to do it. So I know this will actually work fairly well, simply because I can use the actual lines of the bumper to try to hide it. I know it's not going to be perfect blending, but I know for a fact that I will be able to do my best to try and get it as perfect as possible. So yeah, if I mask it and blend it up to here, you would never even see it. And I masked it all around the exact edge here, and even still here, like all the clear coat's actually damaged through there for some reason. So I reckon if I come up through here on the hard edge and back up through there, cut it there, and then just paint that top section there, I reckon I can make it look almost flawless. Let's give it a shot. Yep, this is actually happening. I'm scared. Alright, so my plan of attack here is to sand it, and then I will use that filler just right there, so that way I can get all these edges out, and then I'll sand that filler down and make sure that is 100% perfect, and then we'll prime it. Yeah. Oh no. Okay guys, so it is currently around about 7 PM. I've been working on this thing all day, just little bits here and there. I've been painting bolts. Yeah, I don't know. So today we got these finished, which I am ultra stoked at. I only thought I'd be able to like fill them today, but I actually managed to get them all sorted, and if you guys can see, they are so incredibly glossy for a rattle can finish. So not only did we finish that, if you guys want to come down here, we also did the oil coolers. I completely finished them today. Basically just put some stuff in behind them and then sprayed lightly with some color paint. So they're beautiful and glossy. They're gonna look amazing. The front bar, if you guys can see, it's fixed, but you don't need to look at it closely. The system is currently being bled. Everything in this system is just dropping back down to temperature, and then I'll fill it up again. We'll put the cap back on, and then that system is bled. We'll take it out for a really nice drive, get it up to temp, come back, check the coolant level again once it's cold, fill it up, and that'll be bled. So that's no worries at all. Apparently these are an absolute nightmare to bleed. I read up on a couple of things, and I think I have a fairly good idea on how to bleed it. It is a multi-day process. It's horrid. So guys, fingers crossed, tomorrow will be the day where everything just goes back together and it just runs and drives and doesn't overheat, and then we can take it for a couple of mountain drives, because I am too keen to get it out in the mountain. Depends when this lockdown sort of goes away. We also need to do some stuff for the Skyline as well. I have to do some wiring for the dash. I think I've screwed something up wiring wise, and maybe have pulled down some wiring to go to the dash from the ECU. So unfortunately I'm gonna have to dive into some more wiring on the R33 soon, but we have got that booked in for a track day, which I'm super keen for. But however, I might also be taking this out for a few laps as well, if there is a possibility, because you know, she's an FD, it's a brand new car, and she's got some perfectly good wind runs on her, so what more could you want? Plus, I've also got to roll these guards as well, and then I also have to get some new tyres as well, because I need to get some 245s to the front because they just scrub like no tomorrow. And I also need to paint the calipers on this. There is so much to do. Hell yeah, I'm stoked.